Good morning, students. Welcome back to your science class. Today, we will start with a new chapter, birds. Now tell me, what can you see in the picture? Okay, you can see a rainbow. What else can you see? Okay, tree is also there. And yes, pond is also there. What else? Yes, plant is also there. Okay, log is also there. And what else is there in the picture? Yes, there are so many birds in the picture. Do you actually know how many birds are there in this whole world? There are various types of birds around us, and today we will study about them. Now tell me the names of these birds. Which is this first bird? Okay, it's a pigeon. Second one is crow. Very good. And this third picture is of which bird? Yes, it's an eagle. Birds are of various shapes and colors. Now we will study what helps a bird to fly. Birds can fly with the help of their wings, but they need some other things as well. They have strong muscles to move their wings. This is one of the important characteristic that a bird has. They have strong muscles to move their wings. Like we use muscles to do our work, in that same manner, birds use their muscles to move their wings, and with that they can fly. They have light feathers. This is the second thing why birds can fly, because they have light feathers. I hope you have seen a feather. When you have seen a feather, you must have seen that it is very light in weight. Even if we blow a feather, the feather flies away. So we can say that birds have very light feathers, and these light feathers helps them to fly. They have light and hollow bones. As you can see in this picture, the bones of the bird is not stiff, but it is hollow from inside. Their bones have some gaps or spaces in between that makes their bone light in weight, and they can easily fly. Next characteristic is that they have a streamlined or a boat-shaped body. As shown in the picture, the shape of a body is somewhat similar to that of a boat or this aeroplane. These characteristics help them to fly easily. So if I ask you a question that how can a bird fly? So what will you answer? You will say, ma'am, birds can fly because they have strong muscles to move their wings, they have light feathers, they have light hollow bones, and they have a streamlined or a boat-shaped body. Now we will study how does a bird fly. Bird uses two processes to fly. First one is upstroke and the second one is downstroke. Now let's study what is upstroke. The upward and the backward movement of wings is called upstroke. Whenever a bird flaps its wing in an upward and a backward manner, then that step is called as upstroke. Now let's study what is downstroke. The downward flapping of wings is called downstroke, as you can see in the picture also. In the first picture, the bird is flapping its wing in an upward and a backward manner, which is called as upstroke. And in the second picture, you can see that the bird is flapping the wings in the downward manner. So this is called as downstroke. So if I ask you a question, how does a bird fly? So you will say, ma'am, a bird flies because of two processes, that is upstroke and downstroke. Upstroke is the upward and the backward movement of wings, and the downward flapping of wings is called as downstroke. But there are some birds which cannot fly. We call them as flightless birds. For example, ostrich, emu and penguin. These birds cannot fly. We can say that they cannot fly because they don't have a light body in them. So they can't fly. So these are the examples of some birds which cannot fly, and we call them as a flightless bird. So if I ask you a question, what are flightless birds? So what will be your answer? You will say, ma'am, the birds which cannot fly are called as flightless birds, and some examples are emu, ostrich and penguin. Now we will study about feathers. I think everybody has seen the feather of a bird. So now we will study about feather. There are actually 3 types of feathers: flight feathers, down feathers and body feathers. First we will study about flight feathers. Flight feathers are the strong feathers on the wings and the tail. So if I ask you a question, what is flight feathers? You will say, ma'am, flight feathers are the feathers which are present on the wings and the tail of the bird's body. Now the second type of feather is down feathers. These are soft feathers that keeps the bird's body warm. So if I ask you a question, tell me the feather which helps to keep the body warm, then what will be your answer? You will say, ma'am, down feather is the feather that keeps the bird's body warm. Now let's study about the third type of feather. Body feather. These feathers cover the body of the bird and give it a proper shape. Like we have studied in the previous chapter that the skeletal system helps us in giving a proper shape. In birds, they have a proper skeletal system, but the body feathers also helps them in giving a proper shape. So if I ask you which feather helps the bird to keep the body warm, what will be your answer? Yes, you will say, ma'am, down feathers keeps the bird body warm. And which feather helps to give the shape to the bird's body? Yes, very good. Body feather helps the bird to give it a proper shape. Basically, feathers cover the body of the birds and they make them different from all other living things. Have you seen a human being with a feather? Are you having a feather? No. Is your brother having a feather? No. But birds have feather, which make them different from all other living things. Now let's study about bird's beak. You must have seen a child with the teeth. Even you are also having teeth. Why do we need teeth? Yes, we need teeth to chew our food. But have you seen a bird with a teeth? Have you seen any bird with the teeth? No, I guess nobody has seen a bird with the teeth, because birds don't have teeth only. They have beaks to eat. Like we have mouth and we have teeth that helps us to eat our food. In birds, they have their beaks that helps them to eat the food. Birds have different types of beaks depending upon the food they eat. Let's study some of the types of bird's beak. Parrot has a short curved beak to crack nuts and seeds. As you can see in the picture also. See the beak of parrot? It is short and curved. And why is it so? Because parrot only eat nuts and seeds. So God has made their beak in a short and a curved manner. Hoopie. This bird is called as hoopie. Hoopie has a long, slender beak to pick up insects from the holes in the ground. Now this bird does not eat nuts or seeds, but this bird eats insects from the ground. So God has made its beak in a long and a slender manner. You can see it in the picture also. See, its beak is so long and slender. And why has God made its beaks long and slender? Because it eats insects which are hidden in the ground. So God has given him a beak that is long and slender in structure. Now let's study about another bird's beak. This bird is called as hummingbird. Hummingbird and sunbird have long pointed and straw-like beak to suck the nectar from the flowers. God has made its beak like a needle. See, you can see it in the picture. Its beak is somewhat similar like a needle. Why God has made its beak in a needle form or a pointed form? Because it sucks the nectar from the flower. If its beak was like a parrot, will it be able to suck the nectar from the flower? No, it cannot suck the nectar from the flower, because to suck the nectar, God has given it a long and a pointed beak. Let's study another bird's beak. Now this is a picture of a duck. Duck and a spoonbill have a flat, broad beaks with holes along the edges. As you can see it in the picture also, see, its beak is so flat and it's so broad, and its beak has two holes on the edges. See, there is a black hole in its beak. Can you see it? Yes, this black hole helps to allow the water to flow out, leaving behind the tiny water creatures and plants in the bird's mouth. When duck drinks water from the pond, all the insects or all small plants come in its mouth. When the plants and the insects come in its mouth, the plant and the insect, the duck eats it, but the water that comes in its mouth, the duck just throw it out from its beak. So God has given duck these holes on the beak so that the duck can throw out the extra water that it has taken from the pond, and it eats all the water creatures and plants that come inside its mouth and throw out the extra water. Now let's study another bird's beak. Eagle, owl, hawk have sharp hooked beaks to tear the flesh. God has given eagle a sharp beak. Why? Because eagle eats flesh, and when it eats flesh, it needs to tear the flesh from the victim's body. So God has given it a sharp and pointed beak. Have you noticed, children, in the previous pictures, all the birds were having different beaks. I will remind you again, God has given every bird a different beak because every bird's food is different. Every bird does not eat nuts and seeds, or it does not eat flesh. Depending upon the food that the bird eats, God has given it different forms of beaks. Now see this beak of pigeon. It's so small and tiny, but the eagle's beak was so pointed. The hummingbird was so pointed and long, but pigeon's beak is very small. Why is it small? Because it eats only small grains and seeds. Pigeon and sparrow have short, hard and strong beaks that help them in crushing the grains and the seeds. So God has given pigeon a small and a short beak because pigeon eats grains. You must have seen a pigeon eating some rice grains that you throw on the terrace or somewhere. If it finds a rice grain, then it eats it. It eat it. That is why God has given him it a small and a short beak. Now let's study another one. This is a picture of a woodpecker. Woodpecker has a sharp and a pointed beak that helps it to make holes on the tree trunk to pull out the insect. Like we have Abhi studied one bird. Tell me the name of that bird which picks up insects from the ground. Yes, Hoopie. Hoopie was the bird that picks up the insects from the holes present in the ground. Now this bird, woodpecker, makes holes in the tree, and from that tree it takes out the insects and it eats it. So God has given woodpecker a very sharp and pointed beak so that it can make holes in the tree trunk. I hope you have understood why God has given every bird a different kind of beak and how many feathers a bird has and what helps a bird to fly. So this was all for this session. I have given you an assignment. You please complete that assignment in your science notebooks and we will meet in the next class. Thank you.